Alrighty, so let's talk about our brand new 2018 survey of good days at work. Basically what we've done is we've done this international survey to try to figure out how many good work days people have and what makes those work days good. And I think this is a really important topic because if you want to be happy at work, it's not enough to just avoid having bad days at work, right? I think you could go to work and never have a bad day, but still not be happy if you didn't also have good work days. I think you need, in order to be happy at work, I think you need those work days that are cool, that are nice, that are fun, where you come home from work and you're like, oh my God, today was a great day. And I think, in fact, in order to be happy at work, I think you need a lot of those. I'm not saying you need to have a good day at work every day, but I think you need the majority of your work days certainly to be good days, and that's what we've tried to figure out in this survey. And you've been helping us with that.
I've been helping, yes.
Miranda, can you just cover the basics of the survey? What are sort of the fundamentals of the survey itself?
So the survey we put out ran from August to September, and we ended up having 2,500 participants,
yes.
Which is amazing, yeah, from 81 countries.
Yes,
yeah.
double
so
yes.
Quite worldwide.
Yeah.
But so we reached out quite a bit through social media, which also means that it's probably a selected group, so we do want to put in that disclaimer. Yes. Plus, we don't have statistics on it, but we do have a lot of interesting findings.
Yes, yeah. And we also, for some reason, have a lot of women taking the survey.
Yeah, around 70% of the participants were women, and the last 30 were men.
Yes. So we want to be very clear that we're not survey statisticians, we're not social scientists or anything. This survey is not terribly significant, scientifically valid or significant, but we do think there are some interesting results in there nevertheless.
Yeah.
And also the report in its entirety with all our findings is available on our website at woohooinc.com. So you can go on there and find it and get it completely for free.
Yeah.
So what are some of the main findings that we found?
Some of the main findings is we looked, of course, over all participants how many good days they have at work.
Yes.
Yeah. Around a third of the participants report that they have a good day at work, either every day or almost every day.
And that was 31%, right? So about a third,
exactly.
1 in 3, yeah.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome, right? So 1 out of 3 go to work and almost every day they come home saying, yes, today was a good day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another third report that they have at least or more than 1 day a week they have a good day, which is pretty good still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
around 1 out of 5 very rarely have a good day.
Yeah. They have 22% have 2 to 3 good work days a month.
Yeah.
Or less, and 6% report never or almost never having a good day at work. And I don't know if you can imagine what that does to a person. You go to work day in and day out, but you may have 2 or 3 good days of work every month, and the rest are either neutral or bad. That can't possibly be a good thing, right?
For sure not.
Interesting. We also found a little bit of we're going to come back to that.
Yeah.
But what we also studied, of course, what makes a workday good.
Yeah.
What do we find there?
So this part of the survey, we had 20 different questions in 3 categories. One was result-oriented, relationship-oriented, or perks, financial rewards, promotions.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the vast majority says that the result-oriented things matters the most.
And what were some of the replies there?
That I made a positive difference for someone else. I made progress in my work.
I did work I was proud of.
I did work I was proud of.
I achieved a milestone. I could advance in my projects, I think was another one.
Yeah. So all kind of result oriented. We actually feel that we do good work and it's meaningful for other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that just feels amazing to be good at your job and knowing that your job makes a difference for someone.
Yeah.
So that was sort of one category of replies that was very common.
And then the other, relationship kind of comes up high as well. So I had fun with my colleagues.
Yeah.
Kind of very high as well.
Yeah.
A little bit higher for women than men.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough.
Interestingly enough.
But that's for sure an important factor as well.
Yeah.
Another one, which is a little bit of a surprise, is I had freedom to do my work my own way. Popped up as very high too.
Yeah. That's actually the second most popular reply of all of those. Yeah.
Which is interesting, and I kind of get it. It's never nice to be micromanaged.
No. Somebody actually wrote that in a comment, right?
Yeah.
And I can definitely see that, when you have that feeling that you can work your own way, you can choose, how to work, what to work on, when to work, where to work. You have more of a feeling that you're doing your work well. You can take pride in your work because you're doing it your way.
Yeah,
as
taking
opposed to
ownership, basically.
Ownership, so those were the things that really make us happy at work was results. Was, the freedom, and then the relationships in the workplace. What were some things that didn't seem to matter? What did you have at the bottom of the list?
Really interestingly, it was very, very clear that overall, all the financial reward, promotion, perks at your workplace, they come rock bottom.
Yeah.
All of
them.
That's
the bottom of the list. Yeah. Promotions, bonuses, all that stuff.
Bonuses, raises,
And I think the implication here is not necessarily that we won't care about those things. The implication is that those things just don't make us happy.
Yeah.
Either because they don't make us happy in themselves, or because they happen quite rarely. You do not get a promotion every week, or at least I don't. You don't get a bonus every week usually, right?
No.
So even if those things were making people happy, they wouldn't show up in the survey because they happen kind of rarely. And what we do in the surveys, we ask, of course, the last time you had a good day at work, what was it that made you happy?
Yeah, but even like the answer perks, which could be fruit or a gym or whatever at work, it doesn't come high at all.
No, even though those things are probably available to you daily. Yeah. You can always go grab a piece of fruit or get a massage or whatever.
Which is absolutely lovely, but it's not going to make you go home and feel yes.
No, and that's a really interesting finding. Cool. Was there, looking at the results, and then you crunched all the numbers for you and did a really cool job on that. Was there anything that surprised you, anything that really stood out?
I think one thing that I found extremely sad, I'd say, is Italy came out as the country with more than 100 respondents that came out very, very worst. Mm-hmm. They have very, very few good work days compared to, for instance, like all other countries, but also especially Denmark, that pops up as very, very good.
Yeah. So on the question, how often do you have a good day at work? The top reply is every day or almost every day. And on average, internationally, it was 31% who said that. In Italy, it was...
It was as low as...
14%.
14%,
yeah.
Yes, 14%.
14%, that's just scary.
And even 16%, so that means more, report that they almost never or never have a good work day in Italy.
That is just insane.
So more people never has a good work day compared to the ones that do have a good work day.
So again, we just want to give the disclaimer that this is not a scientific analysis. These respondents are not representatively picked for the survey. We recruited the respondents on social media and our newsletter and that kind of thing. But we did have quite a lot of respondents in Italy. 300 or something?
Yeah, 300 or something.
Yeah.
So that's sad. Means I think something should be done about that.
Yes. And then of course we have Denmark.
Denmark popped up as I had this idea that it would be positive, but it was way more positive than I thought. So 56% report that, like more than half, report that they have a good work day every day or almost every day
in Denmark. Yes.
Yeah. So that's pretty
Denmark
impressive.
And that actually, it's an interesting parallel because back when in 2015 we did our survey of bad days at work. We asked people, so how often do you have a really bad day at work? And internationally, 19% said every day or almost every day, and in Denmark it was only 4%.
Yeah.
So those results seem to match.
Yeah.
What about men and women? So we asked people, what gender they were, and was there a difference there?
Actually, I had expected maybe that we would find a difference, but we didn't.
No.
So in terms of how many happy work days or good work days we have, it seemed to be very, very the same over men and women. Mm-hmm. Of course, it would have been nice to have more males respond or taking the survey.
Yeah.
But the ones we had, we still have. It looks very, very similar.
And if you look at what makes men and women happy at work, is it the same?
They're very similar as well. Both lists are available on the website. Mm-hmm. They're a little bit different order, the top 5. And the fun with co-workers is a little bit higher with women than men. Yeah.
But it's the top 5 factors for both genders is the same, but in a slightly different order, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly?
As far as I remember,
yes. Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so, I thought I expected a bigger difference between the two.
That surprised me as well.
Yeah.
Finally, public sector workplaces and
Yes.
private sector workplaces. And there is a perception that, private sector workplaces are better because maybe
have all the
salaries
perks.
the salaries are higher. What did we find in the survey?
We actually find that more people in the public sector have good days often than in the private sector. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 35% of.
We have the numbers.
Yeah, 35% of the public sector say they have a good day at work every day or almost every day, whereas this number is true for 29% of the private sector.
That's
there's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
And I would have expected it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we don't know why, and we can't tell from the survey, but one possible explanation might be that government sector work is almost by definition meaningful.
Yeah.
In that if you work for your city council, you're making your city better. If you work for a hospital, you're curing patients. If you work for the government, you're making your nation better.
And that is definitely meaningful work.
And that is meaningful work, and this can very much be present in a private sector workplace, but it isn't always. In many private sector workplaces, the ultimate outcome of your work is just making more money for the stockholders or the shareholders or whatever, which may or may not be meaningful for the individual employee. Yeah, interesting. So thank you for your awesome work on this report, and I hope people find it useful and a good discussion starter, basically, to talk about think about what it is that makes people happy at work and how many people actually are happy at work. So again, the full report is available on woohooinc.com. You can go on there and find it for free. And if you find anything interesting in it, let us know. Send us an email, write us a comment. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer those as well. So take care.